and we're connected with the cast and crew from Setan, or translate to the draft movie in English.
That's correct. We have the film director, Mas Yusron Fuadi, and Rachel Amanda, one of the main characters in the movie. Good morning, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Hello. There they are.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
All right, so Mas Yusron, let's jump into our discussion. Please tell us a little bit about the movie. As you said, you're now on the, it's still on the 10% of it. So just a little snippet about the movie. What's the background story about it, and what made you interested in adapting the story now into a movie?
Okay, the basic story is almost like a typical in a horror movie, which is five college students must survive in a battle of wits using their brain against ancient, powerful, dark forces lurking in the woods.
Oh my goodness!
That's the synopsis. That's the non-spoiler synopsis of this movie. And why I'm interested in making,
Yeah, go ahead.
Why I'm interested in making this movie is because there are an interesting process of writing a script, a movie script that maybe a lot of people don't know, but the character, when we try to write a script, they survive through the process of writing a script. That's what I'm trying to offer in this movie.
So you cannot, you can't find the ending without you watching the movie until the end. It's very suspense, even just by that little backside story you gave, Mas Yusron.
Mas Yusron, you pre-produced this movie, including the creative process during the pandemic. So what was the major difficulty or obstacles you faced?
Well, the major difficulty is when I started this movie, this 10% of the shooting, I haven't found investor. So I have to make it with my own money, with a small crew, which is most of them is my student. I also teach in electrical engineering and informatic department in vocational school, Universitas Gadjah Mada, and I have to try to make balance between teaching and pursuing my dream.
Yes. And that is the good way, Mas Yusron. So we see there's, even there's obstacles and challenges, but if you're passionate about it, you're going to go throughout and in full throttle to, make your vision and goals into a reality. Now, again, like you said, you've been using, to make the movie, or this 10% of the movie right now, through your pocket. So it means that every criteria in this movie, you chose it correctly and in the most extensive way, because you want to make it as perfect as you can. Now, it goes along, if you're making a movie, then you have to cast the actors. So why did you choose, one of the lead actress is also here with us, Rachel Amanda. Why do you chose Rachel to play the character Wati?
Okay. There are a couple reasons. One being, Rachel is a very smart girl. That's the first one. And the second one is, she watched Tengkorak like 2 times, understanding it, and even enjoying it. That's weird. That's a weird quality that I try to find in other actresses, and it's a little bit hard. So there are weird chemistry, like same brain frequencies, that I instantly click with Rachel, and I got to get this girl to act in my next movie.
All right. It's all about the chemistry there, Za.
I think so. With everything.
Yes.
Well, I would like to move on to Rachel now. Let's move along. Rachel, so can you tell us a little bit about your character, Wati, without giving us any spoilers?
Okay, before that, thank you, Mas Yusron, for the compliment. Like being weird and absurd. Okay, so Wati is a mediocre, kind of tomboyish college girl who, as what Mas Yusron said, joined her friends for a summer holiday in a strange villa and stuck in this strange situation. And I know it sounds familiar but it's really interesting. Because as we know in horror movies, there are some stereotypes that horror movies have these template or typical ensemble characters, and how the story
All right, it seems that we do have some technical difficulties, or we're trying to get back to Rachel.
Wait,
Oh, we got
she's
you back. We got
She's
you back. Yeah,
She's
you're back.
Go on.
Sorry.
Yes, it's all right.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, as we know that horror movie have the same formula, but I think Mas Yusron wants to talk about it and about the situation or irony in a funny, sarcastic way, and it's also about the process of filmmaking.
Yeah, and you know
I
what?
think that's all I can say.
And thank you. I mean, that's already a lot that we can understand that this is going to be a very different type of movies, or especially in the horror, segment of it. And we know Rachel, as an actress, you must choose your projects diligently. So, what made you interested to be a part of this project with Mas Yusron?
Yeah, honestly, I kind of picky when it comes to choosing a project. But when Mas Yusron sent me the script around 2 or 3 years ago, the first draft, I was hooked and laughed and instantly thought, this script is brilliant and out of the box. It's fresh and I think it's something that Indonesian movies never done before. And we haven't started the production yet, but I know, it will be challenging but fun.
All right, it's going to be one of those monumental, milestone for Rachel, of course. We cannot wait to see it. Hopefully, it's when it's going to ramp up.
Yep, of course. But Rachel, what are the major difficulties in playing in a horror movie?
Okay, as we know, like the process of making horror movies was known as a hectic, tricky, tiring because it involves a lot of technical things, a lot of screaming, running, hiding, etc. And I think it's something that we can avoid in the process. But knowing this particular script makes me, I don't know, I just got so excited, and hopefully this project will be so fun, so new, so fresh. It's a new thing for us.
Yeah, especially we needed that too after we're, still on the pandemic, but we're now in a better state in this pandemic era. Now, Mas Yusron, let's get back to you again, as Setan asked, or the draft has been selected by Sutradara committee in the long fiction category. Like you said before previously, that you are there especially to attract investors. Now, how do you will summon that, your project to the investors? How are you going to sell it through, Mas Yusron?
Well, I haven't proven to be expert in selling movie through investor because there's not yet a shaking hand deal kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there are some good hope that we will be followed up. So for me, trying to get investor is trying to find a producer or investor that has same spirit, same brain frequency, same weirdness with me, and that can be very difficult because most of maybe investor or film producer, they just want to make money.
There you go.
I want to make money with this movie also, but I also my movie had to have some added value to it, some fresh offering.
Yes.
If not, why bother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is actually my following up question, Mas Yusron. We know that, sometimes investments and, creativity doesn't go in the, same parallel way. How do you think that you will find a common ground, that you will find an investor that will invest in your movie, but you will still have the majority power to say in your project?
I think the key is to persistence and good communication, because I say in my past film, my previous film, Tengkorak, I cannot survive that stage of production, which is trying to convince producer to go with my way, but also listen to his what he has to say about my movie. But so it's all about good communication.
And partnership too. Yes.
And partnership.
Oh,
And good deed.
good deed.
I like that. I like that, Mas Yusron. Yes.
Mas Yusron, we've also heard that Hanung Bramantio is involved in this movie. So, what's his involvement like?
Well, actually, the involvement of this movie is a big spoiler alert for this movie. So sadly, I cannot say further information. But Hanung Bramantio is eagerly, at least that's what he said in WhatsApp. He eager to play in my movie. He want to support my movie. So yeah.
Wow, it's very.
Cannot tell you more than that.
Cannot tell. Like you have to.
His part will be very important, if not the most important part of this movie.
Oh my goodness. My goodness, going to be very influential. Mas Yusron, don't tease us like that. You've been teasing us so much for our talk show for today. But we're going to go back to Rachel again. You know, as an actress, you know, how would you say, and you've been through so many projects, but how would you describe a good movie? And, you know, right now that you are involved in this project, and, you know, is there any more kind of projects that you would like to foresee in the future that you want to be a part in?
Okay, for me, personally, a good movie is an honest storytelling, I guess, about what happened to all of us, like all of people, because I believe like there are a lot of human stories untold, and not all people brave enough to tell that. It doesn't have to be something big, but it should be something close and relatable to us, I guess, in the most honest way. But besides that, good also about an unlimited imaginations, like maybe this project playing
Yes.
with a lot of what ifs or another side of the story.
It's the what ifs, right?
What
It's
ifs.
going to get us. And, you know, for us movie lovers, I mean, that's the way to go for it. We love movies that, you know, that we have to think, that we're just kind of eager what's happening in the next, you know, after this next installation. Can't really wait for this one.
Can't wait for it. But I would like to go back to Mas Yusron again. Mas Yusron, as we know that the horror genre in Indonesia is already a packed. We've seen a lot of horror movies come out of Indonesia. So how are you going to differentiate in marketing and selling this movie? Are you going to release it through the traditional platforms like cinemas, or are you going to distribute it through OTTs?
Okay, yeah. For this movie, I want this movie to be screened in cinema in Indonesia,
Yes.
as much as screen as possible. But also, this is me being greedy, you know. We want to make this movie for film festival also, because I think there are dichotomy out there that this is a commercial movie, this is a festival movie. I think if we try, if we try, we can find the balance of it. We can make a commercial movie that also have added value, that worthy to be screened in film festival.
Right. Why not have both if you can have to, right? It's not being greedy, but it's just very human, Mas Yusron. And of course, you know, we're seeing nowadays, especially because of the pandemic, everything is just going digital, you know, including film industry too. What is your point? What is your POV between, you know, seeing movies right now being, you know, played in digital platforms as opposed to conventional where you have to go to the cinema? Are you opposed to it? Are you really opening arms to it, Mas Yusron?
Yeah, okay. I think the digital platform is an inevitable evolution in film industry, in film distribution, and we got to embrace it. But our challenge as a filmmaker is how to make a movie that worth price admission ticket to be seen in biggest screen possible.
Yeah.
Because usually after theater, the OTT will be the next step.
Yeah, and that's it, right? I mean, again, like we do love the conventional way. I mean, especially for horror movies, I still love going to the theaters because of the sound effect. You know, it's just because the bigger the screen, not just like in front of my living room. I need to have that suspense throughout, you know, all my senses. And I think the only way that you can get it is through the cinema. And hopefully we're always
Immersion
in a
of
good,
cinema.
great health restriction for us can watch it back in the cinema.
It's a one-of-a-kind experience. You can't
Exactly.
replace it with anything else.
Yes.
Now, because it's Friday, we would like to ask the both of you for movie recommendations, both Indonesian and foreign. Can you give us like 3 each? Should we start with Rachel first?
Oh, that's homework, Dirza.
Okay.
3.
Just 3.
Not much.
Oh, I'm doing
Three-
homework.
3 recommendations. Okay, all right. Okay. The first one is The Tender Bar. I think it's a 2022 movie played by Ben Affleck. It's a heartwarming movie. It tells about a boy who grew up with his uncle and how his uncle have a very significant role in his life. The Tender Bar, the first movie. And the second one, this is my all-time favorite Indonesian movie. It's Aruna dan Lidahnya.
I've seen that
Oh,
one.
yes.
Yeah, it's a light movie. It talks about food and traveling. It's kind of rom-com. I think one of the best rom-com Indonesia has ever produced. And okay, that's just 2 movie. Oh, the third one, I watched Turning Red.
Yes.
It's a Disney Pixar. So if you want to watch a movie with, nostalgic feeling,
Correct.
talks about, your pre-teen days and your culture, I think Turning Red is a good one.
Yeah, my kids are being so ecstatic about it. I can't wait to watch it too, this weekend too. What about you, Mas Yusron? Your 3 recommendations.
Okay. I think today, seperti Dendam Rindu Harus Dibayar Tuntas is in Netflix. Believe me, you want to see that movie. You want to see that scene with Reza Rardian doing something that it's never been done in his other movie.
Yes.
It's very interesting movie, and also because I also small crew on that movie.
Yeah. Oh, you're a part. Okay, it was a part of it.
Yeah, I'm a on-set VFX supervisor.
Kudos
one
for
day, I
you,
think,
Mas
in that movie.
Yusron. Kudos for you.
Yeah. And the second would be old movie, a little bit old movie by Hayao Miyazaki. Maybe most of you have heard. It's My Neighbor Totoro.
Yes, of course.
It's like my number 1 animated movie of all time, above Pixar, Disney, and French animation. It's a movie that makes me smile every time I see it, and cry at the end.
Very hard.
And the third, and the third would be, I think you still can find it in cinema. Maybe some of you have watched it. Maybe some of you didn't want to take risk to watch it. It's The Batman.
Oh, yeah.
I think
I watched it 3 times, Mas Yusron. I watched it 3 times.
the Colin Farrell penguin himself is
Yeah.
worth price admission ticket.
Correct, right. And
Yeah, that's 3.
Zoe Kravitz as the Catwoman. My goodness, divine.
Amazing.
And before we conclude with this discussion, though, Mas Yusron, was actually what you were talking about with Dirza about this, off camera. But it was just funny that Setan Alas actually is an expression, right? It's a form of expression. Can you tell us just a little bit,
Yes.
on that, why you chose that as a title?
Okay. Yes, I have a tendency to preserve some old idioms, some old words from 80, 90, 70 movie. So my previous movie, the short movie called Pendekar Kesepian. Pendekar, we never heard that one recently, Pendekar. And then my feature film before this is Tengkorak, Bukit Tengkorak and all that kind of old shit, but gold. So that my movie is Setan Alas, which is expression of swearing,
Yes.
but it also contain setan, because Indonesian audience somehow needs a word that specific that this is a horror movie.
Right.
That's why Joko Anwar Impeticor
Right.
needs Perempuan Tanah Jahanam for Indonesian audience.
Yeah.
Impeticor is not enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I like that. Yeah. You just need to be blunt to say, okay, this is a horror movie. Setan,
Yeah.
it's there. Ghost. All right, thank you very much, Mas Yusron, and also Rachel Amanda. Thank you so much for being here with us. Good luck and
Thank you very much
best
for having us.
success also for
Thank
the
you for
draft
having
for
us.
Setan Alas. And we can't wait until everything is ramp up. Good luck also finding the investors, but ramping it up in September, and we cannot wait to watch it. Please do invite us to see Morning Show
Please.
when you're gonna have the premiere.
I will.
Master and
I
Rachel.
will. We will.
Sure.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a
Thank
great
you.
Friday.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.